Hello everybody, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be looking at your snowfall forecast for parts of northern Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, and then upstate New York, where you could actually be seeing some snow showers and actually some moderate to heavy snowfall in some areas over Maine. And we're going to be looking at my forecast, and then we're going to be looking at some different models. We're going to be looking about 4 or 5 models that shows the snowfall amounts and how the system is going to track. We start off with the National Weather Service here, where in those dark blues you have a freeze warning, and that's where you could be getting into the low 30s and high 20s. That's over parts of western Nebraska and southeastern Wyoming. And then in that light blue shade you have a freeze watch, which means that you're probably gonna be right at 32 or just around 32 or 33 degrees, where you're still gonna get a freeze, but not going to be as intense as that freeze warning. And that spans from parts of western South Dakota into most of Wyoming, and then into Colorado, and then even a little bit of Utah, and then red flag warnings over parts of Colorado and Utah, and then that green spanning over many of those rivers in the Midwest. That's going to be flood warnings, and that's just because you're at major flood stage for most of those areas in the flood warnings. Now, as we move on, here's your European model temperature anomalies, and I want to look at this to, first of all, look at the upcoming pattern, and then second of all, show how we're going to have colder temperatures over that area that's going to be seeing the snowfall. That could be into tomorrow and then Friday. That's when they could be seeing the snowfall. Today we're just gonna be seeing temperatures colder for the west, warmer for the east, as we've been seeing recently, and stays the same way pretty much for tomorrow. And then same over here, and then you see a little system kind of moving through, and that's suppressing that warmer air to the east a little bit more, and those colder temperatures are moving into the Midwest and Great Lakes states right now. And then as we get into Saturday, or Friday night actually, you see that dip in temperatures, so you're going to be seeing cooler temperatures as we head into Friday, and then Saturday it kind of deepens. Now I'm going to play this GIF of the next about 100 or so hours of your temperature anomalies, and I just want to kind of explain what's going to be happening. So recently we've been having this high pressure, which has recently broken. We've been having this high pressure that's been sitting over the southeast, and that's been leading to all this warm air rising and kind of bring all this warm air up, and that's been leading to some ridging out west and troughing out east. So that's why you've been seeing a low pressure here, which is bringing in those colder temperatures. What you're going to be seeing is that this high pressure is now going to break. You're not going to have this high pressure anymore. So what's going to happen is we're going to be impacted by cold fronts more over the eastern and western United States. We're going to be seeing, before the high pressure was kind of leading to those cold fronts breaking up, so you wouldn't really see any colder temperatures over the eastern United States. Now what's going to happen is you're going to see some systems form over the west, and as they move, they're going to develop a cold front, and that cold front is going to bring warmer temperatures to the east of that and colder temperatures to the west. And so every time, if you watch this GIF, you can see how all those blue temperatures are the cold front behind the system, and then those warmer temperatures indicate that line of storminess and the area ahead of the storm. So that's what you're going to be seeing with that upcoming pattern. Now we're going to zoom in on the northeast here. These are your low temperatures. So your low temperatures for tomorrow, you're going to be seeing temperatures in the 30s and even high 20s in some areas over parts of Maine, of Vermont, New Hampshire, and even parts of upstate New York. Now, as we move into Friday, you're just going to be seeing basically the same pattern, a little bit warmer in the 40s and upper 30s. And then Saturday, you're going to be seeing that cooler air dip further down, all the way down into even parts of near DC, Maryland, Delaware, and really stretching down all the way down into the mid-Atlantic, and we're going to be seeing temperatures widespread in the 30s and 40s for low temperatures. Now, we're going to look at your European model forecast first for snowfall. So this is 36 hours out. This would be for Thursday night. Now, as we move on one frame, this would be for right around midnight, so Friday early morning, and then this would be Friday afternoon. So you see, we only have some wintry mix, just a little bit of wintry mix, and so that's not going to lead to too much snowfall. And actually, if you were looking, I looked at like soundings, and what they basically show is how warm the air is at a certain height in the atmosphere, and they were showing snowfall, some snowfall actually touching down. So it wasn't appearing at the models, but some models did actually have snowfall, and that's why you're seeing about dusting to 2 inches in most areas here over Maine and New Hampshire. Now we're going to look at your GFS model, and right now this would be 36 hours out again. Now as we move on 6 more hours, so midnight for Friday, and then as we move on another 6 hours, this would be for morning time on Friday. And you see, we don't really have a lot of snowfall at all. We really just have about an inch. These two were the lower end models. Now we're going to be showing a bit more of the higher end models. And so here we start off with the Icon model. And as we move on a little bit, you see some snowfall, some moderate snowfall for northern Maine. And you see a little bit more widespread. I kind of agree with the Icon model that you're not going to really be seeing that a lot of snowfall, but you will see it widespread, so a coating widespread, a little bit of flurries widespread. Now here's your NAM. This is the high-end model, and this is the NAM 12km model. So as we play this out, you see how a heavy band of snowfall goes over northern Maine, and it's gonna lead to some pretty heavy snowfall over those areas and some heavy snowfall totals, which that band of snowfall will be there for about 12 to 18 hours over these portions in northern Maine right over here. So as we look at the snowfall totals, you're going to be seeing in those pinks and purples, that's about 3 to 4 inches of snowfall, in some areas 5 inches of snowfall. So now we're going to look at the NAM WRF model. This is our last model, and this is another higher resolution model, 36 hours out, and then here 42 hours out. It's a bit hard to see, but you see some blue right here over parts of southwestern Maine, and then also you see some snowfall over parts of northern Maine as well. And as we move it on, you're going to see some more showers, snow showers, and even some rain showers over parts of southern New Hampshire and southern Maine. Now, the NAM WRF model is a bit of an in-between model, seeing 2 to 3 inches over parts of Maine. I'm thinking of more of a widespread, like about of half an inch to 1 inch over these areas, and you'll see that in my snowfall forecast. So here's my forecast. I'll move my pen tool out of the way. So we're gonna zoom in on this. So you see 1 to 3 inches over parts of west central Maine and northern Maine. You're going to be seeing about 1 to 3 inches of snowfall. I'm thinking more of on the lower end, about 1 to 2 inches, but then you do see that I have a coating of snow for most of northern Maine into northern New Hampshire, northern Vermont, and then into northern upstate New York. And the models were actually picking up on a little bit of snowfall over this area of upstate New York, so I am gonna put about a coating of snowfall over that area. But I think the bullseye is really gonna be right in this area of Maine right here, and then even into parts of Quebec. If this map continued, it would be about 1 to 3 inches into parts of Quebec, Canada. Anyways, that was my snowfall forecast for this winter storm. If you did enjoy that video, please consider subscribing and leaving a like on the video. It really supports the channel. And that was Eli the Weather Guy, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.